Hi everyone, this is Neil at Sargent's on 2nd, and today we're just going to touch a little bit on fertilizers. This is very important next step. So you've just planted your annuals, trees, or shrubs. Fertilizer is the next best thing, the next most important thing that you can apply to ensure the health and longevity of your plants. So when we're looking at a fertilizer label, you'll see the three numbers, and that's nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, or N, P, and K. This is showing you the ratio and the balance of the fertilizer in this package. So this tomato tone is a 3, 4, 6. And when we look at those numbers, what do they mean, right? The first number is really promoting green growth, healthy leafy foliage. The middle number is promoting flower power, and root growth. And then the last number is really promoting overall plant health. So maybe there's yellowing of a leaf, or you're seeing an issue with a leaf. We would be looking for a fertilizer that maybe has a little bit more in that third number versus the first or second number. The three numbers across the top, those are your macronutrients. Those are the most important. And then there's going to be micronutrients. So you can look at a fertilizer package and you'll see things like calcium, sulfur, magnesium. Those are going to be micronutrients. They're still very important to the plant and the overall health of the plant. Things like vegetables, they're really looking for more calcium. Squash, tomatoes, cucumbers. So this product, urea, if we look at the side, the breakdown, it's a 4500. Then we flip to the front. This is used granular application for use on flowers, vegetables, trees, and shrubs for quick and fast greening. If we look at something with a nice middle number, right, a 030 on a rock phosphate, this is something that could be used with annuals or vegetables. This promotes nice deep root growth. Something like a 045 triple phosphate, big larger blooms, so this will deliver more flowers, more flower power. This is Sustain. They're out of Cannon Falls. They're a local brand, but they just break it down. I love how visual this package is. An 824. So this is great for vegetables, leafy greens in particular, maybe perennials. This would be a great fertilizer for something like that. Whereas a 464, the balance here is a little bit more focused on flower power. So you could apply this to something like your annuals or leafy vegetables, tomatoes, peppers. This would be a great fertilizer for something like that. I also want to touch on the difference between the fertilizers. So a lot of the Espoma and Sustain, it's a granular fertilizer. You can feel it. There's a little pellet in there. That's a slow release product. It breaks down slowly and it will feed each time we get rain or you water. And over the course of 2 to 3 months, it will enrich the soil and feed your plants. So that's something that generally you do right away in the spring and then maybe around the 4th of July if you're looking for continual feeding of your plants. We also carry, Osmocote, these little pearls. These you would apply right to the root zone at the time of the planting, and they're very similar to the slow release products that I just mentioned. These break down over the course of 2 to 3 months. So it is important midsummer to maybe do a little top dressing with something like that. And then we have liquids and water solubles. Liquids are generally like a Root and Grow. That's a fertilizer. That's going to be available much faster to the plant. And then Miracle Grow, these you would mix with water. They're available much quicker, but they do wash out of the soil quite a bit faster. So it's important with a water soluble to be reapplying every 2, 3, maybe every 4 weeks throughout the growing season, especially if you're using something like a bloom booster, which is really formulated specifically for flower development in our annual plants. If you're using a bloom booster, ideally you would be using this about every 3 weeks. Thanks so much. Happy gardening.